everyone out there in grass cutting land. How are you doing? Today is Sunday, Mother's Day. I'm actually working on the 1 yard that I wanted to get before the rain set in. And let me tell you guys, the clouds are already moving in, and it looks like we are in for another week of rain. And oh boy, this grass was already thick and tall from the 2 weeks of rain that we've had. Um, yeah, I'm already here on the property and everything going. So we're gonna get into the video. You can see where how everything looks. I didn't take a lot of video clips, especially on the front yard. Front yard is like really hard to get to. It has a lot of dips and valleys and a lot of steep inclines. So I have to switch back and forth between push bore and the John Deere. So that's just a lot of back and forth on the front yard. But I did get a couple of clips and also got some clips from the backyard. So yeah, enjoy the video. We're gonna kind of fast forward through the video, and I'll come back and give you a little bit more on how this yard works. But right now, enjoy the video. So this part of the yard right here goes down the side of the property between my client and their neighbors, and it ties into their back part of the property, which I maintain on a monthly basis. I made the decision on this cut because of all the rain that we've had to go ahead and cut the entire length of this part of the property and take it all the way back to back, tying into the part that I take care of on a monthly basis. In doing so, this clears it up for making it a little bit easier on me when I'm doing that full service in the back, and it also gives in with a little bit of curb appeal because you can see this from the roadway. So it's a pretty long shot there from front to back. It goes all the way up to the road and all the way back to the back. And then, from there, we continue in and start to get things ready. Once I get this part done, we move up to the front. And the front is where all of the dips, and valleys, and crevices, and inclines, and holes are all at. And I'm going to tell you, it's just really difficult to film that spot, that part of the yard, because I am focused so much. Let's just say I'm hyper focused on what I'm doing. Because I'm still learning the property. I'm still learning where everything's at. I'm still learning where the different places are at as far as the holes, the dips, and the valleys. There's a couple of places where, trees were at and it left a hole in the property. And when it's grown up like it is in this particular video, it's hard to see those holes. And if you don't know where they're at, it can lead to some issues with hitting them. It can lead to, an accident. You don't want that to happen either. And it can lead to damaging the equipment. So I have to take my time through that, work with it, and get what I can. As you see, it takes a little bit of time to get through this, even though I'm speeding this part of the clip up a little bit. It takes a little bit of time to get through this and to get that cut. I've got a big tree up there to cut around, and then there's another little small tree on the other side that I cut around, and getting down through there, coming down through there. In this, I did go up, and when I went up earlier, I picked up a couple of things. On the left side of the screen here, you will see all of the hanging down limbs and everything. So I ended up having to prune back a couple of limbs off of some trees that were just hanging down way too low, making it difficult to come through there and cut. So I went ahead and kind of pruned those back a little bit to make it easier on me as well. So, but yeah, this property is a great property. My clients here are absolutely wonderful. I couldn't ask for any better clients. But it's a task to deal with, and the clients know that. They are well aware as to how the property is and everything, but, it's no fault of theirs or anything else. So, but anyway, let's get back to the video. We're going to speed up through the rest of this and play a little bit of background music. All right. we are back home. I am back home and trying to get everything put away before the rain starts moving in tonight and get everything ready. I got to do some work on my shop because, as you know, I have a tarp, as you can see, tarp roof on my shop, and I've got one section that is sagging just a little bit that wants to hold water. It's just one little section. So I have to come out if it rains and push the water off of it. So I was out here looking at it really quick to see what I can do. I need to add one more brace up there. And yeah, that might take care of some things. So, but yeah, or I rather, went ahead and decided to do today's Mother's Day. I'm not sure I'm going to get this video uploaded today. Probably going to schedule it for Monday or into the week. But today's Mother's Day, so yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And if this gets uploaded after Mother's Day, make it a belated Happy Mother's Day. But anyway, went ahead and decided to go ahead and get that yard on and do the videoing on it. I wasn't going to video, but I decided to go ahead and video today on that yard. And like I said in the intro part, I didn't do a lot of filming on the front. I did get, I think I got a couple of clips. May have, I'm not sure. Don't even remember. But on the front, that yard has got so many dips and valleys and inclines on it that I just really focus on what I'm doing with the front yard, getting it done. I have to swap back and forth between the John Deere and my Pushmore, which is a Troy-Bilt. And yeah, so that's a lot of back and forth, back and forth. So I really focus on what I'm doing with the front yard and everything. I did get a little bit of filming on the side part of the property. I do know I did get some of that and made a little bit of change on the way that I'm cutting it to make it easier on my once a month cutting that I do, and to keep it more of a curb appeal because part of that was visible from the road. So I didn't want that part to be visible. The one on the very back of the property is not very visible, so we do that on a monthly visit, and then the rest of it is our bi-weekly setup. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you bi-weekly. When you're doing bi-weekly, especially here in the South, and you've got a lot of rain and everything, you get a lot of growth here during the main part of spring. Everything's starting to come up, everything's starting to grow, and we're getting all of that spring rain. That grass really starts growing. So when you're on a bi-weekly schedule, you have to make exceptions. You have to make preparations to know that you may have some thick grass to take care of. Now, this property wasn't horrible. I really was able to get 90% of it in one pass, took care of it. There was a couple of sections in the back that you should see on there in the video. There was a couple of sections in the back that I did do a quick second pass on, simply to kind of disperse some of the grass clippings because it was wet. We have had a lot of rain, so it was still kind of wet. So I went ahead and did a second pass just to kind of disperse some of the grass clippings. Wasn't that big of a deal, so not something that myself I would say, hey, I'm going to charge extra for. Now, if you're doing this and you get to a point where you've got to cut the entire yard twice because of overgrowth and everything, because you're set on a bi-weekly schedule or whatever, but you get a lot of overgrowth, one recommendation that I would give to any small business that's out there is be prepared. You're either going to eat some time, or talk with your client and say, hey, look, I'm having to do a full double cut on your yard. And it's actually being the same as being serviced twice. But you're not going to charge them the full amount. You might have to do a little bit of an upcharge, but you don't want to charge them the full amount because you're already there, you're already on the property, and there's no reason for charging an excessive amount for being there. But you might have to discuss with your clients that, hey, I might have to do a little bit of an upcharge because I've had to cut your entire property twice. So other than that, my neighbors is going by. But other than that, if you have to do a quick double pass on a small section, guys, that's not worth going up to your clients to say, hey, I'm going to charge you extra money because I had to cut about 5 passes extra to disperse some wet grass. Well, you chose to cut the grass while it was wet, so you're going to eat a little extra time. That's just courtesy. That's common courtesy to make the yard look nice and everything. So, but if you got to cut the entire yard, a double cut, then that's a double service, and then that's something you would discuss with your client to say, hey, I understand times are hard, but I'm putting a lot of wear and tear on my equipment. I'm using extra fuel in my equipment, especially if you're using gas-powered equipment. If you're using battery-powered equipment, that's more drainage on your equipment. You might have to invest in extra batteries to make sure that you can do those double cuts if you need to. But yeah, that's it. It wasn't that bad. I think I was on the property a total today of, and that was my fault, not the property's fault. I got to the property at the hottest part of the day. It was super hot, and you know, doing all of this alone, you don't have a crew, you don't have someone working with you. You're doing everything. You're trimming, you're blowing, you're push mowing, you're doing the main cutting. Everything is on myself, so I'm doing it all alone with no assistance. And yeah, I got out there at the hottest part of the day, so I did have to take about a 15-20 minute little break to cool down because I got really hot. So I had to, get up under some air conditioning, cool down for a few minutes, take a little break, eat a little snack, and drink plenty of water to get rehydrated, and then get back out on the job and get done. I think I was there for about 2 hours on that job, so um, not bad because I've actually brought that time down as I'm learning the layout of the yard because these are new clients. So I'm still learning where every little dip, every little crevice, every little hole, and everything is at, especially on that yard. So, I'm on that front part of the property. I'm taking my time and trying to you know, I'm trying to picture in my mind, trying to visualize and remember where all of those places are at that are going to be a hard hit. If I hit it, I'm going to bottom out, or if I hit it with a tire, I'm going to come to a sudden jolt stop. So I'm on that front yard. I'm paying close attention to what I'm doing and learning the layout, learning where everything's at, learning what needs to be push mode, what can be handled with the John Deere, what needs to be trimmed, because neither mower can get to it. Especially there's a couple of spots that is like where it's at. It's hard to get a mower of any type on it. So I have to use the trimmer and clean that spot up completely with the trimmer. So, but anyway, shout out to all of my subscribers. I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for getting me up to 105. I think is where we were at. Thank you guys for getting me up to 105 subscribers. Shout out to all of the great subscribers out there to follow me, the other lawn care creators out there for following me or for commenting. Shout out to you guys, and we're all in this together. We're all in this to help other people to learn. We're all, I'm learning. I'm still learning a few things myself in the best way to run a small business like this. I've done this in the past, but I focused on it as like a little side hustle, doing a yard here and a yard there. And I worked in landscaping when I was younger, but it was different because I wasn't running my own business. I was managing a landscaping business. And I've worked for landscaping businesses. So it's a little bit different, when you're working in it or you're working for a company and when you're doing it for yourself. But shout out to all those out there. I want to give a big shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers that I follow myself, and I've been following for about 2.5, going on 3 years now, and that is Spencer Lawn Care. Spencer's Lawn Care, and yeah, right there, Spencer's Lawn Care. I'm gonna pop their YouTube handle right there on the screen and pop a shout out to them down in the description and everything. Hey, Sean, you think I can do the cone flip? Hmm. I'm gonna do the phone, the phone. I'm gonna do the cone flip and homage to Spencer lawn care. Let's see. You tell me, Sean. Did I get it? Did I get it? You tell me. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. So you tell me, do I get it? One. Oh, strike one. That's, you know what? You know what? No, no, we got to do it again. We got to do that again. We got to do that again. Hold on here. We got to do that one more time. Oh, no way. You're not going to believe this, Sean, but I actually, when I got back, I actually flipped this cone and it landed the first hit. Oh, there we go. There we go. Third time's the charm. That was a special homage to Sean Spencer with Spencer's Lawn Care. He always does the cone flip, and I think that's one of my favorite parts of their videos. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. You know, that grass is growing. We gotta get to mowing. Oh yeah.